respect and am encouraged so much by what you guys do and emulate. So thank you for that. My name is Liz Walsh. You are hopefully all here because you know that I am running for Howard County Executive. For 8 years, this has been a campaign that's had two sides of a beating heart. And one side is my Elkridge, old Elkridge, new Elkridge, historic Elkridge. That half of this heart is why it was so important to me that I had that Elkridge right beside me on every sign, on every sticker, on every car magnet. There had to be another name on there with me, and that name is Dale Schumacher, MD. Dale is the campaign treasurer for this race and has his crack team with Fern and Mike Tenner. It's fine. It's totally fine. This campaign couldn't happen without you, Dale. It is an honor that you are willing to do that for us, and I'm so thankful for that. On the other side of this beating heart is my kid's hometown, Old Ellicott City, where my brother first bought comic books and then later his wife's engagement ring, where I tried on prom dresses at Alda Baptiste. And not so old Ellicott City, a million things to try to eat on Korean Way, a million foul balls at Kiwanis Park, and I have to wear my glasses, and a snowball stand at the end overlooking the pastoral grace of the Conservancy. Ellicott City was home to my grace. District 1 has so much of what makes this entire county so special: miles of river and trails, acres of forest and parkland, working farms, history and promise. We have immigrants from every continent almost, and more languages and dialects than I could count overheard in a high school parking lot waiting for practice to end. All of those babies of ours together, whether we're from Harford County or Haiti, put our babies in those prized Howard County schools. Two sides of a beating heart, kids and trees, is what my sister said we should have put on our first signs. We didn't, but we could have. We stuck with the heart and we got into office by my lucky number, 6. Thank you. In that first term, we got extended at least once a building moratorium in Old Ellicott City in the Ellicott City watershed. We stabilized rents during a pandemic, and we dashed out developer exemptions in Turf Valley, DeRegan Manor, or at least we tried to. We got the county to buy tracts of forested hills along New Cut Road and Camp Ilchester and Lawyers Hill Overlook. In the second race, we knew it would be our last for county council. 3 terms was not for us, not for Wendy and me. We couldn't get hardly anything passed, at least not as to kids and trees. So we set out on a different tact, focus on a few legislative priorities, and we did. We got the Inspector General bill passed, and we set a national gold standard. We got more money for the schools, and we'll find out next week. Thank you. But hopefully we found a few extra tens of millions of dollars to spend on fixing our school buildings right now. And we figured out how this local government works, or should work. $2 billion annual budget, half of that spent on schools by a school board. We have state and federal partners. We have not local nonprofits. We have unions. We have federal, who within the local government is doing the work of the county, and who's bending to the will of the profiteers they're supposed to be regulating. We found all that out. I think we're ready, Wendy. We're ready. That leads to this place and this race for Howard County Executive. Hebron Viking, Georgia Tech civil engineer, always witty, Georgetown lawyer, Howard County Council chair, zoning board chair, but also Tess and Graham's mom, Nate and Penelope and Cullen and Hank's auntie, Sharon and Marty Mart's daughter. I could not do this without all of you right beside me. Thank you. And I love you. And sorry for forgetting that thing again and not always brushing my hair. This campaign for Howard County Executive is still a campaign for kids and trees and aunties and uncles and trickling streams. This campaign is for the actual people who live here, raise their kids here, grow old here, who love here. Of course, that means that this is a campaign that could only run on public finance. No corporate donors ever. No special interests. No fat cats in the party or out calling the shots. And not just in this executive race, in all of our D1 candidates too. My fantastic campaign manager, Sean, introduced you to the three brave souls running for District Council 1. They're all here, I think, still. James Hanley, Kevin Chin, and Jean Chu is back there. All three are running on public finance. All three. When we knew that it was time to move on to the executive race, the most important thing to me was whether or not my family would disown me. And the second most important thing was what would we leave in our wake? And seeing those three strong candidates step up and take on the mantle of public finance and do the good work that they've already done in our community is so inspiring. It freed me to go on to bigger things without any doubt or hesitation. And so I thank you for that. And if you haven't met them, please go and chat with them because they're here to talk to you. Actual human beings fund these kinds of candidates and elect the next council member from District 1 and for county executive. What that'll get you, in my case, is local government guided by moral clarity, ethical rigor, and a steel will to get things done and get them done right. This very truest and bluest Democrat asks for your help to become the next Howard County executive. This wouldn't be a fundraiser if we didn't have those nasty signs on your table. And my campaign manager is watching to see if I say this part. I know we didn't have to do this in the district races. I could rely on some of you who had the means to pretty much give that max donation and get me to where I wanted to go back. And our professional fundraiser hates when I tell people that we gave $33,000 back to the Department of Finance and Howard County government last year, or last election cycle, because we didn't need it. We got the matching funds through public financing, and we didn't need to spend it. We didn't need to spend it to win a primary vote with rounding up from 69 point something, 70% of the vote. That's because we hope that we get there based on what we do, because what we say is what we're going to do, and we're going to work really hard to get it done. An executive race, though, is different. At least I think it is. I'm not willing to bet that it isn't. So we do need help. I was at a fundraiser for a Muslim charity last weekend, and it started with the guy standing up on the stage and asking anyone who is willing to donate $20,000 to please raise their hands. And I was like, holy cow, these people are way out of my league. That did not go over well, but he actually got some hands up for $10,000. That's not anywhere close to what we need as a publicly financed candidate. We are capped out at $300. $6,000 is what traditionally funded candidates. So if this was a traditionally funded campaign, I would say raise your hand if you're willing to give $6,000. And then if you're willing to give $6,000 from each of the LLCs you may own that have as their interest clearing and scraping the hills above my hometown. Look about you. None of you are doing that, and I thank you for that. The most that we can ask for is $300 from each of you who live in Howard County and Lucy Lou who are voting age. So we'll be looking out for that donation. But it does help us. Once we hit 500 donors and reach 40,000 raised from a total of them, which works out to be $80 each, then we unlock funds. And at the executive race as compared to the council district race, it can be as high as 7 times. So automatically, if we file on that January 14th filing date and say we hit that threshold, we get an influx of funds that makes us competitive on an executive level and accelerates us into that office where we start doing all the good that we've been doing in District 1 for the entire county. And I hope you help us get there. I really thank you all for being here tonight. It means so much. I think the Ravens won, so you're happy. I don't know. And college basketball starts soon, or already did, so I'm happy. We don't know. Thank you, guys. Enjoy food, drink. Thank you. All right, done. Yeah, boy. Do you want to do that into the mic?